The Crythian war vessel Talon of Dominance hung in geosynchronous orbit above Earth, its sleek hull reflecting the pale blue of the planet below. Commander Zexthor flexed his four arms nervously, his chitinous plating clicking with anticipation. For 3 cycles, the Crythian Empire had monitored these humans, the newest species to achieve faster-than-light travel. Intelligence suggested they were weak, soft-skinned beings who had barely survived their own world. Today, Zexthor and his elite guard would visit the surface as part of the diplomatic exchange. Today, they would see how the defeated lived. "Commander, the coordinates have been transmitted," his second officer hissed through mandibles. "A dwelling in what they call Colorado." Zexthor straightened his combat harness. "Assemble the honor guard. We shall see what hospitality these Deathworld primitives can offer warriors of the Crythian Empire." Anna wiped flour from her hands onto her apron, glancing at the clock. "Roma, they'll be here in 10 minutes. Her brother jogged down the stairs, still pulling on his jacket. "Relax, sis. The house looks fine." "Fine? We're hosting actual aliens, first contact representatives." Anna gestured around their modest mountain home. "What if they think we're weird?" Roma laughed, moving to the window where their golden retriever, Bear, lay sprawled in a patch of sunlight. "Anna, we literally got picked because we're representative of average human living conditions. They want normal." The soft hum of a landing craft made them both turn. Through the window, they watched a sleek alien vessel settle onto their front lawn, its landing struts crushing the flower bed their mother had planted last spring. "There goes the petunias," Anna muttered. Zexthor's 6 eyes adjusted to Earth's atmosphere as the ramp descended. Immediately, his sensory organs were assaulted. The air, it burned. Oxygen levels at 21%, far higher than the comfortable 9% of the Crythian homeworld. His breathing apparatus kicked in automatically, filtering the caustic atmosphere. But worse was the light. The stellar body humans called Sol blazed overhead with terrifying intensity, its radiation levels making his scales itch beneath his armor. How did anything survive under such a merciless star? "Commander, atmospheric readings are troubling," Lieutenant Kress reported, his voice trembling. "The gravity is 1.2 times Crythian standard. The temperature fluctuates wildly. And sir," he paused, checking his scanner again. "The biological diversity readings are off the scale. Thousands of microscopic organisms in every cubic meter of air." Zexthor felt his warrior's pride stiffen his spine. "We have conquered 17 worlds. We will not show weakness before primitives. Forward!" The 5 Crythians advanced across the lawn, their armor systems working overtime to protect them from Earth's hostile environment. Zexthor noticed movement everywhere. Flying creatures with rapid wing beats, crawling insects in the vegetation, a large furry quadruped visible through the dwelling's transparent barrier. The door opened, and 2 humans emerged, their faces split in what intelligence briefings called a smile. "Welcome to Earth," the female said cheerfully. "I'm Anna, and this is my brother Roma. Please, come in." Zexthor ascended the steps carefully, noting how the humans moved effortlessly in the crushing gravity. The male, Roma, stood nearly 2 meters tall, his frame seemingly adapted to this world's punishing conditions. Both wore only thin coverings, their skin exposed to the toxic atmosphere and radiation. The interior of the dwelling struck Zexthor like a physical blow. It was open. Windows, those transparent barriers, covered entire walls, offering no protection from the outside. Sunlight flooded the space mercilessly. He could see vegetation, actual living plants, placed throughout the dwelling in decorative containers. The humans were living with flora inside their shelter. "Would you like something to drink?" Anna asked, moving toward another chamber. Zexthor followed, his guards forming a tight protective formation. What he saw in the kitchen made his blood chill. An open flame. The humans had an open flame in their dwelling for what they called cooking. Beside it, a device that heated food using electromagnetic radiation. In a cooling unit, he glimpsed raw biological matter, flesh from other creatures, plants, liquids of various compositions, all stored together. "We eat this in this state?" His translator crackled as he pointed at a container of yogurt. "Well, yeah," Roma said, reaching past the Crithian to grab it. "It's got live cultures, good bacteria, for digestion." They consumed living organisms intentionally. Anna brought out a tray of what she called cookies, baked compounds containing processed plant matter, sugar crystals, and fat. "I made these this morning. The recipe's been in our family for generations." Lieutenant Kress's scanner chirped urgently. "Commander, the structure itself. It's primarily wood, compressed plant matter. The dwelling is constructed from flammable organic material." Zexthor felt his combat training warring with sheer disbelief. These beings lived in burnable structures, with open flames, breathing corrosive air under lethal radiation, surrounded by billions of microorganisms, while consuming partially alive food. Roma noticed their distress. "Hey, you guys okay? You look a little freaked out." "Your world?" Zexthor began, his translator struggling with the emotional content. "Your people. How do you survive?" Anna and Roma exchanged confused glances. "Survive?" Anna laughed. "This is just home. Colorado's actually pretty mild compared to some places." "Roma did a semester in the Amazon rainforest. Now that's intense. And our cousin lives in Siberia where it hits 40 degrees in winter." 40 degrees below the freezing point of water, Lieutenant Kress whispered, his voice hollow. The large, furry creature, bear, they called it, padded over and pressed against Roma's legs. The human casually stroked its head, this predator-descended creature bred purely for companionship. "We've been meaning to ask," Roma said, settling onto a furniture piece, as if the gravity didn't strain him at all. "What's it like on your homeworld? We're really curious about Crithian culture." Zexthor stood paralyzed, his warrior training useless against this revelation. The Crithian Empire had conquered 17 worlds, carefully selected planets with manageable conditions, fought wars for decades to claim territories with abundant resources and comfortable climates. These humans, these Deathworlders, they were born here, raised in conditions that would kill a Crithian in days. They called this nightmare home. They smiled, baked cookies, kept predators as pets, and lived in structures that wouldn't survive a minor Crithian weapon discharge. And they had achieved spaceflight despite it all. "Commander," Anna's voice was gentle. "Are you okay? Should we adjust the temperature or something?" Zexthor looked at the human female, barely half his size, asking if he needed accommodation in her lethal environment. Behind his breathing mask, he felt what his people rarely experienced: humility. "Perhaps," he said carefully, "we should discuss cultural exchange. It seems the Crithian Empire has much to learn about resilience." Roma grinned, offering the plate forward. "Cookie?